$350,000 per month selling products like this or this, 100% personalized by a customer upon purchasing from my Shopify store. In this video, I'll be breaking down the entire workflow that goes into this, a day in the lifestyle, breaking down what we do to manage and scale our 7-figure print-on-demand store. So we're out here right now actually planning for one of our busiest times of the year in our personalization store, which is Q4. And one of the most important departments is actually the design team, which Julia right here oversees, a design team of 15 plus people doing an output of 700 to 800 designs per day.
Q4 is upon us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so basically I have a love and hate relationship with Q4 only because of the design stuff, right? Since order volumes skyrocket, it can get tough with managing all the artist team. And this is why, because we really look for the good fine details, good artists. We don't want just Joe Schmo, and we want good turnaround times on the art, right? Not only are we doing that and really paying close attention to that, but we're also recruiting at the time. I'm out there looking for all new artists to build teams. They know people, they're building teams.
Yeah, and I think we've learned after going through several holiday seasons how important it is to have a large enough team in advance. I know we started building really for Q4 back in June. Last year we capped out at $1 million in November. It was very sad, but that was what the manpower was capped at. So this year we have doubled our output, we've maximized our systems, and I want to take you along a day into the life of what we do every single day. And I think this is going to be really helpful if you're looking to start or grow one of these stores. Nighttime soon turns into morning and it's time to get the day started. I head to my office and try to keep it natural with Andrew following me around today. The first thing I did was make a quick list of what needs to get done inside of Google Sheets. I work every day with this business, even if it's just 10 minutes, but these days here listed are the ones I usually put in 4 to 6 hour shifts worth of work if the day calls for it. If there's just 1 hour of work, I'll pile it up for another day. In the morning, I tend to get a lot of messages from the team about things that happen overnight. 95% of our team is in the Philippines, so when I wake up, it's usually messages about how to deal with a particular situation, maybe something went wrong that I need to fix, questions about how to deal with a particular customer, should I do this, should I do, just things like that, and I spend first 10-15 minutes just getting back to everybody on those situations. At this point in our business, nearing $6 million in revenue, I don't have to show up every day for it to make money. Nowadays, I focus on the high-level tasks and really show up to get the business to the next level. Everything else our team does. I still do a lot of the more tedious tasks, I guess you could say, but I enjoy it. This business is my baby. It makes me happy. I love it. Today happens to be a dump day where I've compiled a bunch of different tasks that have been needing to get done. It'll take about 4 to 5 hours to complete. The first thing I did was put together a list of talking points for our customer service meeting today. I am a fanatic when it comes to this and anything involving the customer experience. If I see a customer is treated poorly by one of our reps, I won't be able to forget about it for hours. Nowadays, to win with e-commerce, it's all about having organic, repeat, and word-of-mouth sales. Our customers truly are our greatest advocates. One of the things is we began to move into Q4, really one of the main goals right now is just refining everything that's available to the team, the SOP, the reply sheets, roadblocks the team might run into down the road.
So randomly, at least once a week, I will copy paste a response that they did and then discuss it with them quickly. They don't, you don't prepare for it.
As we move into busy season, because as you know, we'll be getting over 1,000 emails a day. And at that point, we really just want to focus on the larger issues and not just the small little questions here and there. Turning situations around, it's what we do best. I mean, she was offered a different similar product instead of receiving a refund for it. Which is always the right way to go about it. For the call with our manager that we'll call Mary, we talked for about 20 minutes about Q4 plans, bad rated emails inside of Help Scout the last 7 days. We went over team performance, how the new hires are performing, and I gave suggestions based on performance from last month for improvement this month. After the meeting, Mary and I refined a few things in the customer service SOP based on what we discussed. When you hire for your CS team, the SOP is like the Bible. It has all your standard procedures for everything. So when an issue arises or when your team is responding to customers, nothing is a guessing game. So our CS SOP is actually 24 pages long. We then get on our main team meeting and hash things out. Well, actually, that might not be the right term, but we go over email results from last month and talk about the road ahead. Before we head into the next task, I'm making a post on Upwork for a new position we're hiring for, and then later into the day, we'll check back up on the status of it. It's now noon, and I want to check in with Julia, who oversees the design and fulfillment team. I asked her to hit record on a camera every time she sat down to work so that we can visually document her side of the workflow. Hopefully she picks up. I told her I was calling. Yo, yo, yo!
Yo.
Curious what the workflow has looked like thus far today.
Yeah, I kind of got up early, did my normal, I kind of go through emails, WhatsApp messages, answer a few questions. I touched base with the fulfillment manager, did all that, and I kind of went through some imaging that came in, just making sure revisions are on top of the workflow, the systems are going good in the back end of the fulfillment. Did a little bit of influencer outreach, checked the emails on that. I actually held my Tuesday morning huddle, kind of got the team psyched and ready for Q4. The new trainees, I'm just trying to get them on board and show them that we have a weekly schedule of getting on calls and kind of getting pumped up, ready for the week. I'm just trying to keep the vibes good so everyone's happy, excited, loving, working, and just making sure everyone's happy.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. Everybody's always happy working for us. I do need to give credit where credit is due and say that Julia has a massive role on her end and does a phenomenal job. And with that, I asked her to come over for some Q4 talk and help me answer some big questions you guys have about finding and scaling a design team. It's now 1 p.m. and time to plan out an upcoming sale campaign. I call these 4DXs because they happen over the span of 4 days. It's either a sale or product launch campaign that we push really, really hard. So far this year, we've done about 2 4DXs, one for each quarter, and they've allowed us to rake in a ton of profit. Look at this one right here, $57,000 on launch day, or this one right here, $34,000 on launch day, and about $20,000 for the 3 days that followed. If you look at a brand like The Night Sky, they have likely reached their ceiling of scaling. It's the same product being promoted all year round, despite if it's saturated, they just make it work. And they somehow, they're able to still maintain profits and growth. And when you're a leader in an industry, it becomes easy to make that work. And that's exactly how our business is. When you're in the business of print on demand and personalization, a large and most profitable time of the year will obviously be Q4, but how do you maintain steady growth and profits all the rest of the year without relying on Facebook ads, without relying on any advertising? It's this right here, a 4DX. The way we run these campaigns is very effective. As said, it lasts for 4 days, but 2 weeks prior to the launch, we're building hype and awareness with our buyers, newsletter subscribers, and all warm traffic that we have inside of our bubble, like people that added to the cart, people that viewed the website, really anybody that's warm. People buy into hype. I mean, look at Black Friday. We're triggering the same exact reaction. To best show you what I mean, I shot some creatives for FanPrints. Here's ad number 1, which would be ran 2 weeks prior to the campaign, announcing the offer, claiming that it is something people have never seen before. It's going to be something amazing, and it's meant to get people excited and hyped up. 1 week prior to the campaign, we begin to tease the offer. And then 4 days prior, we're making one last bold move to get people to say, yes, yes, I will purchase on April 4th. But I'm making an assignment right now for a web developer with all the changes that are going to be made to the website template when the sale goes live. And it's very similar to what you'll see with brands like HiSmile. When they launch a campaign, their website changes and it results in a much higher purchase conversion rate. We're doing the same exact thing. Our developer and I then talk back and forth about deadlines and questions. All said and done, the entire labor cost was $1,100, which is totally worth it because of the higher purchase conversion rate. When we do these campaigns, Julia and I usually make bets as far as how much we'll make. She's usually spot on, and I'm sometimes overly ambitious. After sending off the assignment to our web developer, I spent about 2 hours designing and scheduling emails for the 4-day sale campaign. So 8 emails need to be designed for this 4-day period. Here's a broad overview of what we're doing just to break it all down for you. Let's say that FanPrints is having a 30% off site-wide sale on March 1st at 12 p.m. The 12 p.m. email sent to our list would look like this, announcing the offer with scarcity. It's a very simple email. And then at 9 p.m., a second email goes out for the day, just with a little bit different from the first email. And then 2 emails are sent again on day 2, day 3, and then day 4. And this might seem like a lot of emails, which it is, but look at these numbers right here. Every email made money from this 40x, and the spam complaint percentage is almost near nothing, considering that this went out to 35 people 2 times a day for 4 days. By the end of this, I'm feeling a little whooped. It's now 2:55. Julia makes her way over. We talk about life, we tell little jokes, the usual, and get into some Q4 talk. And man, does it feel good to say that after waiting a whole year for this moment. A couple weeks from now, I will share what we talked about. You do not want to miss this. Sporadically throughout the day, I'm also checking the Facebook group looking for questions and things like that. And if you haven't joined it, make sure you do. But I posted in there a few days ago about this very video and asking what questions you guys have pertaining to the workflow for a personalization store. And Stephen Brown is asking, are there any services or softwares that we use to keep track of a high volume of customized orders? What does the workflow look like to keep it clean? Because it is a manual process. And I want to ask you, Julia, because you oversee the entire design team. What's your feedback on it?
It's as simple as soon as we get that order, we save that order, the image, as the order number. So let's say it's 7037, whatever it may be. We save that order, we save everything to the desktop, however many images, 10, 20, 30, and then we attach that to Gmail to send it to the artist. We send it to the artists. They then do their work, send it back to us within the time frame we give them. And when they attach the photos, the finished art, they save it as the exact order number we sent it to them. We receive that. As soon as we receive that, our team that does all the imaging now takes that email and then they sporadically send it to our fulfillment team. So whoever may be ready to work. The best system we've come up with is the simple. The simple works for us. So that's what we've gone with.
So another question right here. How do you keep track of orders with designers and keep it clean? How do we go about that? How do things not get lost? Because, say we're sending 50 orders to one designer and then designer number 2. Is there any specific way to keep track of it?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. That's a really great question. And it's, again, as simple as when we save that image, as soon as we save that image, we go right into Shopify. Shopify makes it really easy and they have great features. When we save that image, we go right down to the note section at the very bottom and we save, we make a note, and so for example, we'll say sent to John, which is the artist. John is his name. We put that right in the note section, so whenever we go back to that order number, so order number 7783, we know exactly who it's sent to. So when we search that order number in Gmail, we then see the thread of exactly where that image is, and Gmail saves it forever. I mean, I can go back months and months and years to see where that image exactly was.
Now, the big question here is, how do you go about scaling a design team? I know we started off with Fiverr, just doing orders here and there, but what happened after that?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I think I found 5 trustworthy artists on Fiverr, right? Worked with them on Fiverr, loved their image, how they did the images. I loved the detail. They were good with revisions if we need it. So what I did from there, and I couldn't find as good quality on Fiverr or Upwork or wherever you're looking, I basically asked for their referrals. So I would say, do you have family that does this work? Do you have friends? Do you go to school with anyone that does this? And I basically put all my trust in these artists. They had their trust in me to find more artists and people with their quality of artwork. And so they would grow teams and have people on their team join our team. So it was a win-win for us. I was giving them more work and they were giving me more artists.
It's now late afternoon and time to get my daily caffeine fix in the form of a 20-ounce Mountain Dew. As stupid as it sounds, I really enjoyed these 15-minute caffeine runs each day. It's something about being in a car that just gets my creative juices going.
What's going on right here? These guys are tearing up the road.
Last up on the list for today is hiring a community manager. Earlier, we made a post on Upwork, so it looks like we did get some applicants on the Upwork post, so I'm super excited about that. It is the nighttime in the Philippines right now, so there's not a lot, but this should do. I quickly find somebody that looks promising, we chat for a minute, and set up a call. A community manager coming into Q4. Yeah, so I guess I'm curious to hear about yourself. I know that you said that you had experience with e-commerce stores.
I have over 7 years of experience handling customer service.
Your availability is like, we're looking for somebody.
Probably a flexible schedule or whatever schedule.
Let's do this then. Let's go ahead and set up training for next week. 95% of our team is in the Philippines. We generally prefer hiring in the Philippines over the US because of the very strong work ethic that we have seen. Our team is like our family. There's great rapport in the group chats. Rapport within a team flows outward and creates a really great business. So that's our work day for today for this business. All in all, it's about 4 hours of actual work to move the needle. Later on that day, after doing some YouTube stuff, I did come and mess around with some of our email flows and swapped in and out a few more A/B test images. Since July, I've been A/B testing different images and subject lines inside of our email flows, discovering what performs best, and I highly suggest doing this. I mean, look at this small test right here. Same offer sent to nearly 500 people, but this variation A, made $1,100 and variation B made $700, and it has a 1% less click-through rate. So picture it like this. This is email number 1 and this is email number 2. Email number 1 garnered way more interest because of the image. More people clicked to the website and followed through with the purchase. So in our case, I'm so glad that we can make these discoveries so that we can further optimize what's inside of our emails so that they can make us more money. If you take an email service like MailChimp or Klaviyo, you're paying a flat rate every single month despite how well you do your email marketing. For our email service, Klaviyo, we're paying $1,800 a month, and we're still paying that even if we send no emails for the month. So why not maximize our emails the best we can and make the most money from it? And that's exactly what we're doing. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you have not joined the Facebook group yet, make sure to do so. But with that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video.